What up, gents? Welcome to TSG Uncut. I'm your host, Shaun C. Tonight's live stream, I'm not going to hold you that long. I just got back from a trip back home. Um, y'all know I'm from New Orleans. Just got back from there. It was so goddamn hot, bro. I'm telling you. Like, I never thought that I would say that I like the desert heat more than I like all that humidity. Not gonna lie. But it was a great time. I ate as many shrimp po' boys as I could, well, not as many as I could eat. I felt like I didn't eat a lot there. I felt like I drank a lot of water, a lot of water. I felt like I was undernourished there. And somehow I came back to Vegas and I had put on 5 pounds. So I've been trying to get down into the 260s. And here it is. I'm creeping back up to the 280. So it's all good, right? Had a good time. I'm thinking about for my members when I get some time, because this has been a busy couple days. I'm gonna, show some highlights from my trip, whatever. And but tonight, I actually got today's live stream topic. I didn't know if I was gonna do a live stream because I really have so much to do, right? My young dude is gonna be here this week. My son will be here, and so there's just things that I need to get done to get back on track and stuff with putting out content and stuff like that. So again, tonight's motivation came from some clips that I found a little bit ago, and then those clips made me think about what I had seen earlier from the channel Manosphere Highlights Daily. All right. Shout out to Manosphere Highlights Daily. That channel does excellent work. Obviously, a much larger channel than mine. But I saw something today and it made me realize when I saw the clips from Manosphere Highlight Daily, the first thing that stood out to me was, wow, that is true. Like, we always talk about how women have been brainwashed by like these shows that were on TV back in the day, but we were brainwashed too, right? We were given a bunch of perception on what and how men should be. And so I'm gonna just start off with a clip from the beginning of Manosphere Highlights Daily to try to prove and show a point. And then we'll get on to watching a little bit. Again, we're not gonna review this whole video. There's only one section I want you to see. In the comments, or sorry, in the description, I've linked the channel and I've linked the video that I'm referencing. So if you want to go check it out later, please go check it out later. It's a really good video. Go ahead and support that channel, which I'm sure many of you all are. All right. So let me put this up on the screen and I'll get to seeing who we have in the house tonight. I'm sorry, I'm probably not going to be able to take as many comments. I'm still a little under the weather in terms of my voice. My skin is peeling and stuff because I got really, really, really bad sunburn out in that damn NOLA heat, man. I got sunburn and everything. And there's so much that I want to tell y'all. Also, I want to shout out to my boy Corey. Come to find out at the reunion, one of the dudes that I went to high school with also watched the channel and we hadn't really put two and two together. But it's just crazy. It's just crazy, man. So all that good stuff, we're going to have a good time with it. Again, I'm not going to hold y'all long tonight, all right? We'll get back to some regular live streaming probably next week or whatever like that. Depends on what me and my son got planned, okay? So let's get to this video, just this clip I want y'all to see so we can set the tone here. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all can hear this.
I'm here to see my gynecologist.
I heard the best of the best were going to be back here, so...
This scene right here.
Mister? Jennifer.
I love you.
I know.
Welcome to Manosphere Highlights.
All right, that's what I wanted y'all to see, okay? Obviously, we're gonna get to more of this, starting from chapter 1 of the first act of this. But before we get back to that, the reason why I wanted to play that for you, because the thing that stood out to me and what Manosphere Highlights Daily did such a great job of, again, the links are all down in the description below. But what they did a great job is showing that we as men also had these reinforcements to say that, hey, we are trying to work, level up, do all these things so that we could be the type of men that could, I want to say, rescue the princess, but to be the guy that goes after the woman. See, women say men don't chase anymore, but the difference is it used to be that when you talk to a woman, when you gave it an effort, there used to be some reciprocation back, even for the average guy. If he was talking to a quote unquote average woman, they might hit it off. They might find they have a lot in common. But now you have women who are even below average that say that average men aren't good enough. And so those are some of the clips that I'm going to show you later on to further bolster my point. But it's also going to prove that, hey, men are taking action now. And so the actual clips I'm going to show you later on are going to bolster the point that you gents, you all are taking fate and destiny into your own hands. And that's exactly what I've been talking about and preaching on this channel. Listen up. Do me a favor. Make sure you guys hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, we typically do this every Wednesday, or unless I got some other obligations, but I try to do this every Wednesday where we get to have these type of conversations. So if you haven't joined this channel, please subscribe to the channel, help us grow, comment, let me know what you're thinking. Let me know if you can relate to any situations, because that's how we all get better. All right. Shout out to everybody who's in the chat right now. Again, God dang it. I can't do this without you guys. The gents, you all the ones make up the channel. You all are the reason that I'm like, hey, I'm not feeling good. But you know what? I feel good to know that I'm having this conversation with you all tonight. So thank you all for being here. Let me see who we got in the house. I'm probably going to run through this all quickly. I apologize about that, but we are limited on time tonight, as I do have some other things I have to take care of. Edward, shout out to you, man. Thank you for being here. He said, what's up? What's up, Edward? Dwayne, he says, I'm here. What we talking about? You about to see. Again, I don't typically like reacting to the bigger. You would think you'd want to react to the bigger channels' content, but I don't like doing that. That's why y'all don't see me kind of reacting to, the MTRs and Manosphere Highlights Daily, and you don't see me reacting to O'Shea Duke Jackson. I don't do none of those type of reactions, right? And I definitely don't react to like Coach Greg Adams stuff. None of that stuff. I don't do that, right? I do my own thing. But I will say that I thought that this video had some very, very important points. So I urge you all, after this live stream, go ahead and watch that full video. We're going to just talk about a small portion of it. And then I want to get into the point of why I chose this video to review tonight. Okay. Shout out to you, Dwayne. Thank you for being here. Amin, man, he said, big brother Shaun and gents. Amin, thank you for being here, man. I appreciate it. Dwayne said he heard it. Edward, shout out to you, King. Great to have you up in here. Amin said he heard it too. Quincy, shout out to you, man. Thank you for being here. Singer, he said, what up, gents? Singer, great to have you here. Thank you so much. One of my members. Listen, let me just say something about my members before we get back into this video. But what I'd like to say is that for the price of a cup of coffee a month, even if you saw one extra video where it had more specific discussions, more personable, I promise you that cup of coffee is going to be worth it. For my members, thank you all for continuing to support this channel when you don't have to. I will probably show a couple things from my reunion, but there's a deeper subject that I want to talk about with you all, because going to that reunion and kind of having some of the conversations that I had actually was very eye-opening. And believe it or not, I got to talk to some of my elders. And when I say the elders, I'm talking about actually women who are my elders that I respect and love, and actually gave me the strength and the energy to come back refreshed and ready to go. Okay. I'm a little sick, but I'm saying mentally, I feel like I'm ready to go. Like, I'm trying to stop myself from being overly excited about just being ready to do the work. These are the things that I'm going to talk about with my members. Thank you very much for being a member of this channel. Okay. All right. Let's get back to it. Here we go. So let me set this video up real quick. There's 4 acts, I believe, to this video. I want to talk about the first act, right? Now, honestly, there's so much to talk about with all the acts, but again, I don't want to encroach upon the work of Manosphere Highlights Daily. What I do want to do is just set the seeds of the things that we've been seeing. As you saw in the thumbnail, the social contract has been broken. What I want you to see is that what Act 1 is going to show you is that we as men knew where the purpose was. We knew where the destination is. And right now, some of us are operating, we're doing our best. I've seen men make some of the most positive changes I've ever seen in my entire life, yet there's something missing. They're like rudderless ships. The ship is taken care of. They might have an idea where they want to go, but they can't get there because they have no rudder to control how to steer there. Okay. And so that's what the purpose of tonight's video is. And with the help of Manosphere Highlights Daily, I want to remind us the destination that we as men used to have. All right. So again, thank you all for being here. I got to answer this question real quick. I feel you about eating as many shrimp po' boys as possible. Well, hey. Sophia, I'm gonna tell you, I didn't just have shrimp po' boys. I might have also had a little bit of red beans and rice. And I think in one spot I had a little gumbo. And I think I had bread pudding with rum sauce. And if I have enough time, I'll run to the kitchen real quick and grab something. I was actually making a surprise to show my girl, but I'll bring it on camera. I know I should have been eating it, but it is a New Orleans delicacy, and I brought some of them home. A little expensive for my taste, right? But damn it, it's worth it, okay? If y'all stick around to the end, I'll show y'all that, okay, what I'm talking about. But you're right. When I get off the plane, the first thing I buy every time I get off the plane, or the first thing I eat, is a shrimp po' boy. The only thing that I'm disappointed about is that I normally find a cheap corner store and you get an overstuffed shrimp po' boy. I was buying fancy shrimp po' boys, which wasn't bad. It just wasn't the overstuffed shrimp po' boys you get at the corner store, okay? Hot sausage po' boy. Oh, that's you? Yeah, man. See, I didn't used to eat spicy food until after I joined the military, man. I just couldn't do it. Shout out to you, 17. Wow. We had probably one of the biggest reunions I've ever seen in my life because they combined all the classes. Anyway, I can go on and talk about this forever, and we probably will talk about this in the future, but today we got to get through this because I do have some extra work to do. All right? So without further ado, let's get to this video.
Look at that. A man with nothing, no money, no status, no guarantee of winning, running up steps at dawn because he decided he was going to become someone worth loving. And at the end of the movie, he gets Adrian. Not because he won the fight. He lost on points. He got her because he showed up, because he refused to quit, because becoming a better man was the mission, and the woman was the reward for completing it. That is not a love story. That is a blueprint. A skinny kid from New Jersey moves to
Cranky.
California, gets bullied, learns discipline from an unexpected mentor, overcomes every obstacle, wins the tournament, and gets the girl.
That's Elizabeth Shue.
Ali with an eye, standing there watching him hold the trophy. That moment meant something because he earned it, not just the trophy. Her. The whole thing was connected. Even in an action movie where the fate of the world is at stake, the hero still gets the girl. Jones risks everything, nearly dies multiple times, saves the artifact, and Marion is there at the end. Because in 1981, Hollywood understood something fundamental about male motivation that it has since decided is problematic. Men need a destination worth walking toward.
It really don't matter if this guy opens my head again. Because all I want to do is go the distance.
All right. Again, I don't want to go too deep into this. I didn't want to go too deep in this because I want y'all to go over there and watch the channel. Again, I respect Manosphere Highlights Daily's work. This is an excellent video. Please go watch it over there. The reason why I played that is we used to have a destination as men. And we hear now so often that we have a generation of men who are just completely lost, right? In everybody's mind, every dude is an incel and this, that, and the third. And that's not necessarily true, okay? We get labeled different things because we don't want to participate in a system that basically tells us that we have to do everything, but we're worth nothing, okay? This Manosphere, I'm pointing like y'all can see the goddamn screen. Let me do this. Yeah, perfect. Indiana Jones. Let's leave it there. Actually, let's do a scene where somebody get the girl or something. That'll be perfect setup. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to make it. There. Wait, went too far. You can barely see that. There you go. Y'all can't see that. All right, there we go. So, right, there used to be a pervasive thought that, hey, if you were the man that was disciplined, or that you went above and beyond, or that you gave it your best effort, that you become better through your story, and then, you hope to find someone that sees that in you. And that was an achievable goal for most men, even quote unquote average men. Hell, even quote unquote below average men, right? You just had to find your lane. And the difference is that, as I stated earlier, we live in a society, we live in a time now where everybody, you hear average and you're like, oh my God, I'm not average. And people get in their feelings. And it's, for some people, it leaves them feeling like they always have to chase for the next, I can say high, out for the next piece of validation. All right. And something's wrong with that. One of the many conversations that I've had over the weekend, especially with my old teacher, with the oldest person in my family, my oldest cousin, what they made me realize is that we're too focused on, damn it, I got that connected. Hold on one second. We're too focused on this phone. We're too focused on the quick social media, right? Even for some people, watching a video or a channel like this with this deeper message is too much, because it's not coming fast enough. It's not coming quick enough. And that's unfortunate, because the message is the most important thing. But we were told, we always talk about women being led astray through Oprah and the rom-coms and all these different things that told women to feel and believe and move a certain way. But we were motivated by it too. We wanted to save Princess Toadstool at the end of the castle, right? We wanted to save the princess. We wanted to save the princess at the end of Zelda. We wanted to do those things. We watched the hero get the girl, right? Back to the Future is one of my favorite movies of all time, or at least series of all time. And in that, he got the girl, right? He got it all at the end. It wasn't even just a girl, but he went from, you know, being a slacker, right? As that's what Strickland used to say in Back to the Future. He was a slacker. And he wasn't going to amount to anything because no McFly amounted to anything in Hill Valley. Y'all remember that? What happened? We go on this journey with Marty, this 17-year-old, quote unquote 17-year-old, and we're with him throughout this journey. But he had something special in him, didn't it? Well, it's Michael J. Fox, but he was special. Even though they said he was a slacker, he still had something in him that he had a power. And that power was the resilience. But he had to learn some things along the way. Marty seeing, I should just put it on that screen. Why am I doing that? I'm missing a prime opportunity. Where is that at? Since I'm talking about Back to the Future. Where was that at? Oh, no, not there. Hold on, y'all. There we go. There we go. Now we got some Marty McFly up there, okay? Marty McFly, slacker. I'm gonna tell you something. It was because of this movie that I ended up buying my first truck, right? And it was a pickup truck. It was a Nissan. Actually, that's a Toyota. So I wound up getting a Nissan pickup truck, and it was because of that damn movie. All right. Felt like my whole dreams had came true. It wasn't this beauty, right? But the point is, we had a destination. We had a goal. We believed that, hey, man, if I go ahead and I put in that work and that development that all of these characters that just got talked about put in, then maybe I might find myself in a good situation. Maybe not, I don't need to be in his exact situation, but maybe I might find myself in a good situation. So I see you, Edward. He should have signed a deal with Nike for those shoes. They still selling them online. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Coaster Snob, shout out to you. He said, make like a tree and get out of here. Right Trust says they lied. Yes. Right. And what are we finding out right now? This is a perfect comment. God damn it. Sorry about that. This is a good comment. Because what are we finding out now? We're finding out now that not only is the dating and relationship and marriage social contract like is broken, but we're finding out things about this whole system is a lie. Literally, the Matrix wasn't wrong, right? It was like you are living in a dream world. See, you think this is the real world, but this ain't it. It's uglier than that. And that's what we're learning. This world is ugly as shit. But the thing is, the world has always been ugly. We're just plugged into our pods. And so we see the world through rose-colored glasses. And the thing is, it's always been ugly. The real world, the underneath, the part that we can't see is disgusting and it's ugly. We've been lied to, absolutely. We've been hoodwinked, run amok, led astray. Okay? Oh, that's a good one. Yes, the veil has been peeled back. Trivia time. I'll let y'all do this, haggle this down in the comments below. He said, what was Mayor Goldie Wilson's middle name? Oh, man, that's a good one. That is a good one. Mayor Cody Wilson. Damn, I can't remember. That's a good one. You got me. All right. Listen. Anyway, I wanted to start off with that just to let y'all know that I don't have a lot of clips for y'all tonight. I'm not gonna hold y'all long tonight. Okay. I want y'all to see the next clip up. Let me do this. I'll get that off the screen. It gets our first clip of the night, our first clip out of the night, but okay. I got that all set up. The thing about it is, even though the contract has been broken, even though a lot of us can see exactly the games that's going on right now, one of the things that's happening is with social media is that men now are able to see clearly the games that are being played and the that the contract is broken with respect to dating relationships. And so this first clip, or I keep saying first clip, but y'all know what I mean, right? This clip right here is going to be a perfect example of how men are now starting to look at not be as superficial. You're going to always listen. I don't care how good a man is, okay? There are certain things that we're still driven by. And that's the thing that women need to understand. We're going to be driven by those desires. We're going to be driven by some of those things. We choose not to do certain things, okay? We make the choice. The discipline in a man stops him from doing certain things. Will he always get it right? Absolutely not. But the discipline is what holds a man back from doing certain things because whether or not he decides to commit to whatever, all right? Right now, we are in a dating situation where men are looking for the deeper in the person that they're talking to. And women are now looking for the superficial. As me and P like to say on Partners in Crime, the roles have flipped. The roles have reversed. Women claim that, hey, men are acting like women. No, men are still being men. It's the women are trying to act more like us. They're trying to use our playbook, but they aren't built to do it. Check it out. Shout out to you, Tony. He said, hey, big bro, what's going on with you, fam? Good to see you. Yeah, because he said progress is his middle name. That is funny. I never put that together. That's funny. All right, let's go.
Okay, so why was your balloon up?
I mean, again, I think she's very pretty. I think that she has her head in the right space. And more so than anything, I think it was more so that she said that she was a creative. She does pottery. I've also done pottery. I took sculpture classes and whatnot. So it seemed like we just had some mutual interests and whatnot. You know what I mean?
Wait, this dude said he took pottery and stuff like that. And he thought, man, they might have a connection on something outside of the superficial. Now listen to her answer.
And why'd you end up popping his?
I just didn't like your answer. The whole emotional thing, it's a little bit triggering for me because sometimes that can be used as oh my God, you're so emotional. I just don't like that. So
What I mean is that sometimes the way you feel is not based off of what are facts, but just like how you feel.
Mhm.
But even if that's how you feel, I still have to acknowledge that that is how you feel, even if that's not what reality is. And so I have to introduce reality into how you are feeling and then reaffirm how it is that my intention and what is actually going on within the relationship.
First of all, that's a deep ass answer. And this is also something that we go through a lot, don't we, gents? How many of you all have had y'all woman? Sorry, real quick. How many of y'all have been with a woman and you're getting into it and she's saying, this is how I feel. I feel like you don't love me. I feel like you cheating. I feel like you doing this. Okay? They talk about their feelings, but feelings is real to that person. but it doesn't mean it's factual of what is going on in the full situation. And so many times women want us to come over to their feeling side, yet when we do, our feelings don't get acknowledged. But then when we introduce facts, hey, you feel this way, but this is not what's going on. And they're like, well, I don't care about those facts. I only care about how I feel. Now, I want you to think about what I just said. I only care about what I feel. Think about how that sounds. It sounds like exactly what we're hearing from modern women today. They're more stuck in how they feel, in their emotions, and not necessarily based in facts, reality, more so accountability of all that. But I digress. Let's get back to it.
I mean, but who's to say it's not reality?
Right
I mean, reality
I mean,
is
it's-
reality. If you think I'm messing with another girl, but in reality I'm not, it's my job to not only respect how you feel, but also reaffirm to you what reality is as a whole. You see what I'm saying?
I may have misunderstood like what scenario you were kind of talking about.
It's okay.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Let this play real quick.
And this right here just shows you that 90% of women aren't ready for an emotional, intelligent man. You understand what I'm saying? She even went as far to be like, well, what if that is reality? After he literally just broke it down damn near to a 3-year-old of how and what he meant. She still tried to turn the situation. A lot of women not ready for an emotionally intelligent man. You don't know what to do with a nigga like that. You don't. But I digress.
All right, listen. Let's put it back on there. Let's put it back on her. All right? That's a bad photo, but who cares? All right? So the whole point of showing you that was she popped her balloon because she misunderstood what he said. Because again, most of the time on these pop the balloon shows, she got into her feelings about what he said. Think about what she said, gents. She said, you said emotions and it kind of triggered me. See what I'm saying? It's like, wait, you let your emotions get in the way of listening to everything that I had to say? You could have not popped my balloon and you could have asked for clarification on my position, but you let your feelings get in the way, so you popped the balloon before you got to hear the whole thing. And now that you've heard it, well, now I can't unfeel what I feel. See what I'm saying? And gents, another reason why I use this clip is because some of you all are going to come across women like this. And I'm not saying that your woman isn't going to have emotions or she isn't allowed to have her feelings and emotions. But the problem is when you have a discerning woman, a wise woman, she's going to recognize that I feel something, but my first instinct shouldn't be to snap, react, go off. It should be to get clarification, to get understanding, to not want to always take it to an argument, but to want to learn from what your position is. Now, that man broke something down to her, as the other dude said, to like a basic level, which, I don't know how basic that was, but it was a very good explanation. And yet you have modern women today can't receive it, which is why when they say they want men aren't emotionally intelligent. That's a lie. Problem is when you, like the dude said at the end, when emotionally intelligent men confront these women can't handle it because a lot of them are still stuck in that 14-year-old girl, that 14-year-old mindset that they've never been able to get over. Just like Shahrazad Ali has taught us, right? Has told us. You got to almost treat her like she's that same wounded girl. I've showed you another clip where the woman said the exact same thing. She knows she has problems from the past, and she still gets stuck in that teenage girl sometimes. You have to look for that teenage girl in your woman and find out, how do you rescue her? How do you rescue her out of the well and bring her to your purpose? Bring her out so she isn't still in that well. How do you save Princess Toadstool, that little 14-year-old girl that's still in your woman who needs rescuing? Because I guarantee you she still needs Prince Charming. She still needs you to show up. You understand what I'm saying? I hope this don't go over your head because this is a deep message. Let me show y'all another clip. Actually, let me catch a couple comments. Quincy said, Quincy said emotional damage. Yep. Edward says she's been sliding through life off on her looks. Yep. Because everyone has been giving her pretty privilege passes. One day her looks won't matter. That's a good point. Lord Zed, shout out to you, man. He said they demanded communication, but they only want it if it's convenient for them. Spot on. You were spot on. Absolutely. Men think with logic. Women think with emotion. Yes. And here's the thing. We sometimes need that emotional touch from our woman. It's the thing that might make us look at a situation differently. It might make us look at it with more empathy. It might give us a perspective that we didn't think about. But that is what emotionally intelligent women do for their men. Do you understand? Because if her man wins, she wins. When he is happy, she is happy, and vice versa. And you know you're dealing with a modern woman when she's only worried about her happiness, her victories, what she gets out of it. If she is only the type of person that takes from your cup and not filling it, she's not a wife. She's not somebody that you drop everything for, right? So these are some things to keep in mind. Edward says she has a bird brain. She's living through other women's trauma and acting like they're his own. Yep. Shout out to you, Nation Within Nation. He said all the time, I might have missed something. They made their beds to their own delusional reality, so let them lie in their own created misery. The problem is making pottery doesn't pay enough money. Oh, that's a good point. These women delude themselves into thinking they're better than men. And then I missed that part. All right, let me get down here and catch these other couple comments. Absolutely. Kelvin says, what up, Shaun C. Jen, sorry I'm late. It's all good, man. We're about halfway through because, again, I'm not going to keep y'all forever tonight. As y'all can tell, I'm a little under the weather, but it's all good. After a woman been with 5 men, they are emotionally damaged. They can't handle being with multiple partners. Tony, that's something that I think I was kind of relating to in the last video about the oxytocin and stuff like that, about women's ability to pair bond. And I think that we need to explore that just a little bit more because there are too many videos that I'm seeing where women are like, oh, it don't matter how many people I sleep with. Oh, I'm going to lie and just say 4. I think we need to come back to that because it also kind of explains why when women get bored, the first thing they think about doing is, well, I'm going to go cheat. You know what I mean? Like, or I'll take this dude money, but I'm going to cheat on the side for my emotional needs. See what I'm saying? So we're going to cover all that stuff in future videos. Thank you very much for bringing it up, and thank you for your point. Let's get to the next video real quick, gents.
These young boys are starting to learn.
I get called crazy because I read scouting reports and I know what the is going on. If you usually talk to D-boys and then you step to me, you're already at a disconnect because that's not me. I am a anime geek that has figurines and swords in my crib. Like, let's cut the theatrics. I'm not about to be an experiment for you. Talk to what you actually like. The only way that you're welcomed over here, you better have at least 2 geeks under your belt from your past experiences. And that's me being polite. Because I swear, the minute that goes wrong, and you gonna say, boy, I don't even know why the I'm talking to you. You know what I usually like, then leave. You know what? Don't even worry about it. I'm gonna remove myself. You.
This young man is absolutely correct. These women will absolutely waste your time testing you out, trying you out, and it's usually right after they got dog walked by that D-boy or thug that they were dating, and now they want to come to you to see what it feels like to be treated nice. Don't fall for it. You let that girl go out there and figure it out on somebody else's time, not yours.
Sorry, I'm going to cut that short. I want to go back to what this young man just said. I want to play again what he said. Hold on real quick. Check it out. I just want to play this again.
Starting to learn.
I get called crazy because I read scouting reports and I know what the is going on. If you usually talk to D-boys and then you step to me, you're already at a disconnect because that's not me. I am a anime geek that has figurines and swords in my crib. Like, let's cut the theatrics. I'm not about to be an experiment for you. Talk to what you actually like. The only way that you're welcomed over here, you better have at least 2 geeks under your belt from your past experiences. And that's me being polite. Because I swear, the minute that goes wrong,
right here,
and you gonna say, boy, I don't even know why the I'm talking to you. You know what I usually like, then leave. You know what? Don't even worry about it. I'm gonna remove myself.
Listen, right there, right there. The reason why I put at the end of that title, so men are doing this, there was a period of time where this man, who's a self-identified geek, has the strength. Think about what we just heard twice. The geek has enough strength and power with him to tell a woman to go pack sand. Think about what I'm saying. Y'all know what I'm talking about. What have I said? The book of Drizzleation says, for all have simped and fall short of the glory of pimphood. Okay? The book of Drizzleation says that. Yet these young men go through it. Some of them don't even go through it. They just like, you know what? I'm okay. I'm not about to go through all this. I know who I am. And this is one of the things that I've been preaching from day one on this channel about men being on their purpose. Part of that purpose, is knowing who you are and being comfortable in your own skin. And now you have young men like this who like, who don't even need their time wasted. All right? Singer says, hey, I have a bunch of Star Trek ships and weapons at the house. Man, do what you do. That's thank you, Kelvin. He said, praying for your recovery. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Oh, let me take a little sip of this. Man, his cough went away for a little bit when I was in the humidity. It seemed like the air is drier now. Now that I'm back over here, and it just feels worse. So that's why I'm not gonna hold y'all too long tonight, because I have God damn it. I have nothing but respect for his brother. He has boundaries and sticks to them. Absolutely. We don't show up for people who says that they don't need us. All right. Let me get to the next clip.
I'm going to tell you what most.
All right. Now, I want you to hear this guy's story. I'm going to go off camera real quick. I'm going to go off camera real quick and do something, but check out this man's story.
I'm going to tell you what most guys don't figure out until it's too late, bro. Women run on options. 6 fractures in my spine, bro. I got run over by a car like a fucking raccoon. I had a neck brace on for 12 weeks. I couldn't even move. My girl was bringing me food. She was taking care of me every single day while I was at the hospital, right? Wiping my ass, showering me, the whole 9. But the whole time she was texting another fucking guy, bro. That shit hurt, you know what I'm saying? But what I understood is that women do not love the version of you that fucking needs them. They just tolerate it. They love the version of you that doesn't need them. The minute that you become dependent physically, emotionally, financially, you stop becoming a man that she chose, and she has all the fucking leverage. You become a charity case that she's just settling for. The fix isn't being unbreakable. Shit happens. The fix is when you recover, you don't recover to the same version of yourself. You recover to a fucking harder one, bro. So if it happens again, she's not lining up the next option. Instead, she's terrified of losing this new one. And that's the whole lesson, bro. The day that I got out of that neck brace, I started fucking training. 3 months later, I had a fucking 6-pack and I never went back.
All right, gents, I'm back. Give me 1 second. I got some cough medicine real quick. I just drank that shit like I was Will Smith and Hitch when he was on the Benadryl. But yeah, so Kelvin says that's messed up. Yeah, it is, because it's funny how we continue to see, it's funny how we continue to see more and more stories of these women who, when you get sick or you lose your job or you're down bad just for a little bit, how many women are ready to cut and run? And I think, I think what shocks Ziggy, office off. I think what really shocks men is because when you start putting in time with this woman and you think you know her a little bit, and then you realize that you didn't, this part of her you never saw, right? This is what you usually hear. Men say, I never saw that side of her. It just came out of nowhere. And I'm going to tell you something, gents, that I had to learn. And let me know in the comments if you can relate to what I'm about to say. Please bear with me, obviously, because of the voice thing. If you really go back into your mind's eye about everything about meeting that person, how, when, where, things that they've said, if you really allow yourself to think about it, most of the time that person didn't show up out of nowhere. Okay. Some women do hide very well, right? Some people, and I'm not saying just women, sometimes people hide very well. Okay. For my ladies, there are some dudes that will hide very well. But the thing about it is, unless they're complete sociopath, narcissistic, whatever, there's always usually a tell there that that we tend to overlook because it seems minor at the time. And little did we know that little minor thing that we let slip by was actually major. Okay. So yeah. Edward, I hear you. He said, cut up some lemons, cucumber, and put them in a jar with water. Let them sit in the fridge for at least 2 hours. Use honey to sweeten it. Yeah. Yeah. Ironically, I do have some cucumbers and stuff like that. That might be a good idea. My semi accident lost my house. They moved on. I learned a lot over the past 2 years. Sorry to hear that, Tony, but you know, you learn that lesson, right? And you said, wow, dude sounds like me. Yeah. I actually was getting over a cold, but the part of the cold, the sinuses that I didn't get over is I get bronchitis sometimes, and I can't seem to shake that. But I do have a doctor's appointment coming up here, I believe next week. So I'll get to see my doctor then and see if we can figure this thing out. Kelvin says, word, I hurt my back at work, had surgery, nerve damage, couldn't work for 5 years. My wife held it down and never changed toward me. And see, that right there is the evidence. The evidence is when your woman like, don't worry, I got you. Because she knows some women are like Janet Jackson, right? You say, Janet Jackson, what do you mean? You know, what have you done for me lately? Okay, that type of Janet Jackson, old school Janet Jackson. What have you done for me lately? But a woman who loves you and respects you, she knows the man that you are, and she respects the man that you are. And there's going to be times where you're going to be down, and there's going to be times where maybe you don't have the faith that you normally have. A good woman isn't going to hold that against you. She'll be like, I am going to tell this man how good he is and how special he is and will him back to hopefully a better version of what he is. And that makes me think about this man right here, because he worked on himself. He had to work through that. It motivated him. And so this made him, this is what we all go through. There's all a journey that if you've had your heart kicked in enough times, gents, what do? You go ahead and you're like, that's not going to happen again. I'm not going to be the same type of person that deals with this shit again. And so we improve. Same thing that I just showed you in the Manosphere Highlights Daily thing. It's not just a ladies, any ladies listening. You want to understand a man, look at this man and think about this, what I showed you in the beginning. Rocky running up the stairs, training. Daniel training with Mr. Miyagi. Marty growing as a part of his journey. There is something in a man, not a little boy. You know what I mean? Not somebody cosplaying as a man. A real man is going to go through that journey of hardship, and he will always look to try to be a little bit better. Right? I'm not saying it's going to be overnight different, but I'm saying it's a journey to being a better version. That's what we should be doing as men, despite if there's anybody in our lives or not. That's what we do, right? Now, if you've been watching this channel for any amount of time, and there's something me and P talk about all the time, something that we cannot stand. Again, if you watch this channel, you know the thing that I cannot stand is goddamn simping. And the reason why I say that is because I'm not saying that people aren't going to simp. I'm not going to say that dudes ain't going to have some simp-ass moments. But I'm saying dudes who are just simps to their heart, to their core, to their soul, not no momentary lapse. I'm talking about dudes who will compromise who they are as men to think that it's going to get effect, but it doesn't give them any effect. It makes them look weak. Let me show you what that weakness looks like. I want you to see it because when I carry this point home and land this plane, you're going to understand, all right? Check this out.
A lot of heterosexual men don't like women for real.
A lot of heterosexual women don't like men for real.
They don't. They like women sexually, but they don't like women. They're not attracted to what a woman is outside of her sexual organs.
They don't. Wow. They like men financially, but they don't like men. They're not attracted to what a man is outside of his financial resources.
So then when we get into why a lot of men womanize, or why it's just they're minimizing a woman based off of who she slept with or who she potentially can sleep for, because it's like you haven't gained the appreciation of the wholeness of a woman yet and what that wholeness of a woman can bring to your life.
Then whenever we get into why a lot of women use men or why they're just minimizing a man based on what he can spend or what he can provide, it's because you haven't gained the appreciation of the wholeness of a man yet. And what that wholeness of a man can bring to your life.
A lot of times we'll talk about strength and we'll say men are stronger than women, but that's because we value physical strength. We're not talking about emotional strength, spiritual strength. We're not talking about the type of strength that can run a household.
A lot of times we talk about provision and we'll say men are providers, but that's because we only value financial provision. We're not talking about emotional provision, spiritual provision. We're not talking about the type of leadership that can bring peace to a household.
And we're not putting that same type of weight. And what I would encourage, and this was the shift that I had to do, is I had to start liking the wholeness of a woman outside of sex. And then when you do that, now you appreciate the things a complete woman can bring to your life.
We're not putting the same weight on those things. What I would encourage women to do is women have to start liking the wholeness of a man outside of his money. And when you do that, now you appreciate the things a complete man can bring to your life. You see how easy that is? You see how easy it is to flip that shit? It's a dirty game, but somebody got to do it. Stay focused though.
Shout out to that young man for doing that. Shout out to that young man for flipping the script on this. Now, some of y'all may have seen that interview. And as far as I remember, ain't this the same dude that basically was causing problems with the little show, with them sleeping around with some of the women that would be on those panels? Ain't that the same dude? So this is the same dude that said he had to appreciate the wholeness of a woman, yet he was talking that simp shit then and now. I mean, like these, okay, Quincy, okay. Hold on, Quincy said yes. Edward said, yes, sir, he's a clown. Okay. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't tripping, okay? I knew I wasn't tripping, all right? I wanted to make sure that I had this dude correct. And the reason why I bring this up is Yes, you can find fault on both sides. That's easy to do. We're talking about being gents over here. It's completely different. Okay. I have an expectation of myself. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I've already told y'all that. It is a daily grind for you to be the best version of you. It is a daily grind for you to level up. It is a daily grind for you to figure out, how can I improve today? How can I, go a little bit above? How can I do just a little bit more? Or as I like to tell my son, I said, the only difference between the only difference between being above average is when you're ordinary and you do a little extra every day, and then you become extraordinary. Okay, just doing a little extra every day takes you from ordinary to extraordinary, extraordinary. All right. So dudes like this will say whatever it takes to have these women be on his side. And I'm not doing that. I already expect as a man that if we talking seriously about dating and relationships, then I can't come with the same bullshit I did 20 years ago. I just left a reunion, my 30th reunion, okay? 29, 30, whatever the hell it is, right? But the point is, I just left it. And I could see the difference is there had all these classes. I could see, it was such a big reunion because it was alumni reunion. This field was full of people from all kind of classes, even back into the 80s. People that graduated in the 80s was on that field. One of the teachers that had taught everybody, I'm talking about grandparents, parents, kids, their kids. That dude was sitting in a chair the other day, 90 years old. That is purpose. And you know what the funny thing was? He did get a little tired because I had to walk him across the field. But people kept stopping us, and that's what tired him out. He's 90 years old, and it's hot as hell outside. Okay? But people would talk to him and say, hey, you remember me? I'm so-and-so grandson. Or, so-and-so was my grandma or my mama or whatever. The point is, he had been teaching so long, but the dude was still like, yeah, I taught their whole family and their cousins live over there, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, looking at him like, you 90. How do you remember all these people that's coming up to you? Or they'll be like, hey, you remember me? And he'll be like, yeah, you so-and-so nephew or grandson or blah, blah, blah. And I'm looking like, I don't remember what I did yesterday. Again, I told y'all, me going to that reunion was almost spiritual. Because as I saw people recognize this man who had taught so many of us, what it reminded me of is the purpose of if you've lived a well life, a good life, then everybody come over and hug you and take a picture with you and honor you and gotta come up to you and say, you remember me? All these classes, think about a teacher, they got 30 people per class, maybe multiple classes if they're in high school, over decades. And you could tell people who their lineage is. Think about the beginning of the Manosphere highlights video, right? We're talking about men coming in, saving and swooping the day. That man was a goddamn hero to so many people. Now I bring that up to say, you got piece of shits like this, right? Who gonna tell you, well, I had to have an epiphany on how to treat them. No, man, let me tell you something. You treat people with the energy they treat you with. And if their energy is something reckless or wild, walk away from it. Marty McFly, don't let people goad you into being a chicken. What are you, a chicken? You a yellow belly? Walk the hell away. Live to fight another day. You don't want to be like this dude. You want to be like, his name was Mr. Crosby. You want to be like Mr. Crosby. wherein decades from now, people look at you and they remember you, your name. They know what you did for them. They know how you helped their life. That right there inspired me, man. It inspired me so much. And that was just one person I talked to. One person. That's not the other conversations I had that weekend with the elders. And I know this gets hard, this journey gets hard, man, because you see these people don't respect, like people today don't respect men. They don't respect the unks. They don't respect the people that came before them. They know it all. And I had one of my teachers tell me, you all are the bridge generation. You are Gen X. You are the bridge generation. You know, you got your foot in the technology, but you know the old ways. If you don't say nothing, we are fucked. She didn't say that, okay? I said that. But that's what I got from the conversation. So, listen, I got into that deep spill, but I do have somebody that's going to roast this dude a little bit more properly than I can, okay? Check this out.
Want to know what the problem in 2026 is?
There's too many weirdo, simp-ass, bitch-ass niggas like you out here making these females who offer us nothing more than a cute face and coochie feel more valuable than the men that provide and protect for them. Our sperm determining sex. When we find our wife, we take on more responsibility. When they find a husband, their life should get easier. You know what I'm saying? They outnumber us 3-1 on this planet. I will have a hell of a lot easier time finding a pretty female to take care of than she will finding a nigga that like me to take care of her. So it's like, no, we're not chasing y'all. We're never chasing y'all. You better hop on the train when that motherfucker pull up to your station. But once it pull off, you're done.
Yeah.
But convincing yourself that you are more valuable than the man that has to do for you, I don't think that's going to work out for y'all at all. Y'all need to stop listening to niggas like that. He never got no coochie growing up, and it's clear.
Okay, don't laugh. Don't laugh. My bad. Don't laugh. All right. Matter of fact, let me do something else. Let me break out my laugh assistant real quick. Where is my laugh assistant? Oh, here we are. So my dude never. Okay, y'all. Okay. My dude, he said he never got no coochie going up, and you know. Oh, hey, there should be no sipping that hard, bro. That tell me, oh man, you either a grifter or he right, man. You ain't seeing coochie seeing you. That is funny. That is hilarious. Listen, I let that video. That's the last clip of the night. I wanted to reinforce something to reinforce with you all that you all don't have to simp out there, man. Just have to continue to. I know right now it's hard to see what your purpose is or what you should be doing, and I get that. But that's what takes the reflection. That's what takes the meditation. And if you don't know what your purpose is, then you need to meditate on what it needs to be. And the one thing that gave me clarity of thought going on this last trip, is that when I saw how many people were affected by this one man, Mr. Crosby. Sorry, I'm pointing like y'all can see him, but I see him in my mind's eye standing next to me. I don't know if I'll ever see him again, but I will say that just that moment did more for me than he knew. Talking to my cousin, the oldest person in our family, what she said to me when I'm in the oldest Black bookstore in New Orleans, that resonated with me. To see my 8th grade reading teacher, and I haven't seen her, and I'll be honest, I probably haven't seen her since I left New Orleans. 40 years ago. I say 40, 39 years ago. I said 30, that's way too long. Goddamn, 29 years ago. Sorry about that. I got my time. Trying to put some more age on myself. I don't know, but all these things that these people told me reminded me of this job gets hard, but it's not a hard job. And I need to stop thinking about it as being tough. I need to think about it as in the responsibility that I have. So when, you like this dude and you want to say anything to get people to like you, that ain't going to help us right now. Even my teacher told me that I have a responsibility to say what needs to be said, because if we don't, gents, we are screwed. We are screwed. And so I hope you all take that lesson from tonight. Continue to work on your journey. Continue to work on your purpose. Continue to be the best version of yourself. Continue to unapologetically be the best version of you. And again, don't stop interacting. The one thing that I also learned this weekend was, I talk to everybody. Even the people that I might have had art with in high school, it didn't matter because this is 30 years later. None of that shit matters now. You're just happy that these people are alive. And obviously we have varying situations, but we were all there for each other at that moment. We were all in a shared experience. And the one thing that I see that disturbs me and that my teacher tried to relate to me is that we cannot allow the events that are happening to make us lose our humanity. Do you understand? Being on our phone when like people can't stay off their phones. I'm in the gym. You supposed to be there to work out. Why are you on this shit? Why are you clogging up my damn machines? Why are you on the phone? Do that shit at home. And even now at the gym, I'm starting to talk to more people. And people are starting to talk to me. I'm making myself more approachable because we cannot lose the humanity. They want us to. Because if we lose the humanity, then I don't care about you. And you don't care about me. And then you don't care about the relationships. If my kid's doing something wrong, you don't care enough to tell my kid to stop it or to talk to him. Or if somebody need help, that you stop and help them. The beginning of the Manosphere Highlight Daily video showed us men working towards something. And even though it might look a little bit different in 2026, the one thing it cannot be is a situation in which we are not acting as men or we are not acting as people. We cannot allow them to change us. And I hope that makes sense to everybody tonight. Thank you all for being here. I'm sorry I'm feeling the best tonight. I'm going to catch these comments and we'll get up out of here. This is exactly why they created technology, to keep us divided. Absolutely. Welcome to the rat race where a man always is in fifth place. Yeah, pretty much. Shout out to V. He said howdy. Shout out to H-Town. You're definitely not sipping. We are men of God and chasing Benjamins. I can believe, Edward says, I can believe that. Look at how he acted on the show. Everything was over the top for attention from women that only wanted him to lie to them. Yeah. And if y'all don't know who he's talking about, this dude right here, right? You can say all that flowery shit and they might clap, but the women who actually can hear the truth and respect it, them are the good ones. Them are the ones that's the ones we should be talking to. And I'm gonna tell y'all, I went to the reunion and I don't know personally what's going on in every woman's life there, but I'm gonna tell you, I had a great time. We had some great conversations, right? You got it was like being around, your bros and your sisters. And we were all alumni together. We were all brothers and sisters together. we're now talking about shared life. I'm talking to this one sister as we were packing up the stuff, and we were having a discussion about these kids not listening. And us trying our best to try to show them, hey, there's a lesson behind what I'm telling you, but I can't keep feeding you the answers. You gotta get it, kid. And to hear her go through the same thing that I've been through, that this person been through. That's deep, man. You cannot listen, you cannot. I paid a lot of money to get across the country to this reunion. And I would say it was worth every penny. It was worth it. It gave me the clarity of mind, heart, and spirit that I needed to continue to go on. Seriously. The singer says, I laughed so hard I got a cramp. Oh, the dude from the dude. Yeah, he did burn that dude, didn't he? Yeah. Don't laugh. Yeah. The yellow belly chicken shits on a monkey scent pet wallet chips making it extremely hard for everybody else. Exactly. Exactly. Quincy says his audience is catered toward women. Men never attend his show. Lame simp. Oh, Quincy, you gonna make me laugh too hard, bro. I'm trying not to laugh. Norman, shout out to Norman, man. Thank you for being here. He said, yeah, what goes around comes around. You treat people the way they treat you, good or bad. Exactly. Exactly. Ain't no yellow belly chickens on this show. All right. You almost got me, Preston. Edward says, exactly. A renewing of the mind daily. Yes. Shit. I'm terrible at this. Yes. Yes, you die daily. You have to renew your spirit daily. And sometimes even I get lost on that. I'm not going to even lie to y'all. Sometimes I get lost. Sometimes I put so much of myself into doing this that I get lost. I'm saying the topic doesn't suffer for it, but I suffer for it sometimes. You know what I mean? And I shouldn't have to do that. Salute. Shout out to you, XL Pro. Thank you for being here, brother. Appreciate it. He said, so X Catch says, for some reason you keep freezing. Okay, I'm sorry about that. I don't know what to do about that. Yeah, I think I read that. Instead of worship God, they worship technology. Let me get out of here because again, my voice is cracking out of here. I just wanted to do a live stream with you guys. Wasn't gonna keep y'all late. Today is Wednesday, so we are heading toward the end of the month. You might see random videos pop up. I told y'all toward the end of the month, you might start seeing more shorts. You might start seeing more shorter videos, like the video I put out yesterday. I took a live stream. I added a few more things to it, but I also thought there were very powerful messages in that live stream, so I compiled it. I should have a brand new video out for you all on Friday, so look out for that one. And then as far as members, when I get a chance, I want to sit down, compile a couple of things, and present to y'all more of the ideas and the feelings that I had from going out of town this weekend. So for a price of a cup of coffee a month, you become a member. Thank you all to my members. Thank you all to my gents. And until next time, live your best life.